The City of Johannesburg's Council Speaker, Colleen Makhubele, has outlined the city's plan ahead of the budget vote to take place tomorrow. Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda is expected to attend the proceedings. Newzroom Afrika's Mhlaba is attending that briefing, and he joins us now to give us a preview of what to expect and where we are in this process, at least at this hour. Good afternoon, Ziniko.
A very good afternoon to you, Duduzele. Yes, we just concluded that much anticipated briefing by the Speaker in the whip of the Johannesburg Council. Key for coming out of this is that the Mayor is recovering very well and he's expected to be here tomorrow morning should anything happen. But also there were issues regarding the finances of the city. However, the principals could not give us much detail, saying we should wait for tomorrow. But I'm joined now by the Speaker of the Council, Councillor Makhubele, to give us a sense of what are the dynamics should things not go as planned tomorrow. Let's start with the wellness of the Mayor. Speaker, how is he doing? Is he here tomorrow?
Good afternoon to all the viewers, and thank you so much for having me. The Mayor is expected to be here tomorrow. Of course, we've got the continuation of the State of the City debate, where we had to adjourn last week because he was not feeling well. I have also spoken to the Mayor. He's recovering well. We're expecting him to resume his duties this week. And should he not be able to attend tomorrow, which is highly, highly unlikely, as we know that he's been recovering very, very well and he took time to rest, it will mean the only impact is on the State of the City debate in the morning. The budget presentation will still resume as planned, 2 o'clock. Remember, from 10 to 12 in the morning, we proceed with the debate for soccer. The Mayor will respond to that. We break for lunch, and then 2 o'clock is the budget presentation by MMC of Finance, Councillor Dada Morero. So that will proceed as planned.
Right. Speaker, Johannesburg finances have been in question. We heard the Mayor some time alluding to the fact that actually blaming the previous administration. From your understanding, how bad is the situation and how important is this budget? And should the political parties, I understand, should they not agree, actually the city might need to go under administration? Is that factual?
Look, I think let's start with this. The city's budget must be approved by the majority of council members. So on Wednesday, the 14th of June, we're having a debate on the budget presentation that would have been done on Tuesday. Wednesday is very, very important because that's when political parties will then be raising their issues, concern, or commending the MMC for having addressed what we perceive as the city's challenges and having really responded to what the Mayor has presented as the programs and initiative to address what he has given to us as the conditions of the city as he sees them at this stage. And we require the majority of councillors to approve the budget. If there is no approval of the budget, it effectively means we have no city. We cannot deliver services. So that Wednesday debate and vote for budget is very, very critical for the city of Johannesburg. But coming back to the state of the finances, I don't think it's a secret. The AG herself has already reported that the revenue collection across municipalities in South Africa has been very, very low, which is worrying and concerning. And Joburg is not an exception. We also have not been collecting as much revenue as we ought to. National Treasury is also not giving us as much as they used to in the past. So there is concern on the kind of resources, the nature of the resources that we have, and also the volume of what will be available for us in the fiscus. And the MMC Finance has to work with these little resources, the scarce resources that we have, to cover as much as it can, as wide as it can, at least the basic services and the necessities that is required to keep the city running and our residents to receive the basic services. Over and above that, he must address the economic condition. Our youth must get employment out of that budget and the investments that we make. He must address also the social issues that we've picked up across the city. You know, when we went about with the IDP sessions and the community-based processes and engagements that we've had, and a lot of social issues were raised, and it has to be addressed by that budget. So it's a balancing act, and it's on a knife edge to ensure that everybody must get something. Everybody's not going to be happy, but I believe everybody will get something.
I mean, Speaker, talk to us about the possibilities then. You just outlined issues you believe that the budget will be responding to, unemployment and many other issues. But we've got opposition parties who have their own interests, who've got their own views. Should they not agree? Should they not vote for this budget? Procedurally, what will be the next step? What is the risk? What does it play then? Should they say, no, we are not approving this, we don't agree with it? What's the danger of that? And what will be the next steps as far as your office is concerned?
Look, I think the simple step, if the budget is not approved on Wednesday, it will simply mean that the municipality might be put in administration by the MSC of local government. It's incumbent upon the government of local unity to ensure that whatever they express tomorrow in that budget, it meets at least the reasonable expectation of each and every political party, especially the parties within our own coalition, and also to meet the expectation of the residents and the constituencies that various political parties represent. We've got a diverse city as the city of Johannesburg. We serve communities that have various interests. As I said earlier, not everybody is going to be happy. But we believe that everybody will get something, enough to put confidence in the government of local unity and vote the budget in so that the city can run. Without budget, we can't deliver any services, we can't pay salaries, we can't be able to respond to any social issues or create jobs, etc. We don't have a city without a budget.
Talking about social issues, Speaker, what key issues, what are the common, most prevalent issues that came out when it comes to the social ills of society, the social priorities you think the budget will be responding to?
Look, I think one of the top of priorities was people with disabilities that have raised issues of exclusion, and the budget must respond to them and how we cater for them. Another very important one was our young people, raising issues of unemployment and recreational facilities that they need in their communities, informal settlement, issues of crime and violence that are prevailing there. We want to see the budget really reflecting what we believe as government local unity is a priority and we value and is important. And other social issues like the elderly people. You know, most of our communities do not have shelters and facilities to cater for them, keep them protected, care for them adequately, even orphans, you know, and those are the things that we want to see the budget not only talk to roads and water and power, but talk to the development of our people, skills development, opportunities that must be created for growth and the prosperity. Everybody must be able to participate in the prosperity of the city and create opportunities for themselves and be able to make a living for themselves, to look after themselves. And that's what we want the budget to talk to.
Very lastly, Speaker, the issues of billing and rates collection in Johannesburg has been a problem for years now, even before the previous administration took over. How much effort has been put in solving those issues? From your understanding, I'm asking you now, wearing your political hat as a corporate representative, how reflective can we expect the budget to respond to those issues? Yeah.
Look, there are two issues. I've seen this government really putting much effort in facilitating collection, enabling convenience of residents to be able to pay. I'm sure if you're a resident of the city of Johannesburg, you've received SMSs, which is one of the innovations that the city is doing. You've received the SMSs that are prompting you to pay, giving you the ease you can pay on PayPal, online, etc. There are various options so that you don't have to feel the burden of having to go to the municipality. We also understand that the issue of load shedding, power cuts, no water, etc., affect the residents' willingness and motivation to be able to participate with us and pay for services. You know, and not only to pay, but also in collection. When we don't provide these services, these are our revenue generators. If there is no power, it means we are not selling our services, we are not making money. That automatically means our collection is going to be low. Because what do you collect when you have not provided the service? So there are other factors that also come into play. But in terms of really encouraging residents to collect. Even when we went to the IDP sessions, we would always emphasize to the various wards and regions that we've been to say, please, if you do not pay for the services, it means tomorrow we'll not be able to give you that service back. It's a reciprocal nature. It's a relationship that we must enter into. You pay, we continue to improve it, we continue to provide that service. It's important that we have this awareness and the education within our residents, especially in the informal settlements. That's where our biggest issue is. Remember, they also then illegally connect to water, illegally connect to power, and those we are still buying from Eskom, we still buy from Rand Water, and they expect us to pay, even though we've got a customer that is creating leakages that we don't know how to collect and where to collect.
But Speaker, what would say, I mean, what's the value for my money? If you're expecting me to pay, but as soon as I drive into the road, there's a pothole, there's load sharing. So how much effort have you done as far as making sure that there is value for me that is going to encourage me to pay? And that talks to the issues of fixing the roads, making sure that there's constant power so that I can be able to pay with confidence and happily so.
Yeah. Constant power, as you would know, that provincial and national have a lot to play with us having constant power. It's not just a city power issue. It's not a local government issue alone. Constant power has to do with Eskom. It has to do with province coming together. It's an intergovernmental process. But you are right, issues of roads, that's within our power and our control. We should be able to give you proper roads to drive on, to be able to get to work safely, so that you are able to generate the income that you need and pay for your services. And that's what, if you would have seen, our MMC of Transport has been hard at work, closing potholes, fixing roads, etc. And I know that you will see with this coming budget, the priorities of the government of local unity will be reflected in the rands and cents that will be attached, tomorrow to that budget. That will mean that we are able to provide those services so that you are comfortable to pay, knowing that the road you drive on is good. You are able to pay, knowing that when you turn on your tap, water comes out, and clean water as well must come out. Sewer must work, and it must drain where it's supposed to drain. So those are the basic things that the budget will be talking to.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for your time. We really appreciate it for your time. That the Speaker of the Johannesburg Council, Councillor Colleen Makhubele, just giving us an outline and the key things that we can expect from that budget vote is going to be taking place tomorrow afternoon. It will be preceded by that debate of the state of the city address. That's it from us here in Braamfontein.